With the conclusion of this NBA season, many players from the 2017 NBA draft have received a contract extension. However, the second overall pick in the draft, Lonzo Ball, who is arguably the most talked about prospect, has yet to receive one. He's an upcoming restricted free agent from the New Orleans Pelicans, and in today's video, we're going to answer the question, how good is Lonzo Ball? Before we get into it, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. It really helps. I'm Max from the Max and Onecast. I'm flying solo. Let's get into it.
Lonzo don't want to see me. I'm too big, too strong. One-on-one,
you know what? I'm gonna move on. The blasphemy coming out of your mouth.
You're not ready for this.
In today's video, we're going to talk about the strengths, weaknesses, and ceiling of Lonzo Ball. So let's go into the strengths, and there's no bigger topic than his shooting.
Let it ride.
And no, I'm not talking about this shot. I'm talking about this shot. Now, I understand people today want to just talk about how something looks rather than how it functions. And the truth is, his shot was never broken. Sure, it needed to be fine-tuned, it needed to be reworked, but the basis of a good shooter was there. And what I love about Lonzo is, he took all that media coverage, he swallowed his pride, he reworked his shot, and over the last 2 years, he's shooting threes at 37%. That's a very good percentage, and he's shooting a huge volume of threes, almost 8 a game. He's only one of 15 players that attempted that many threes this year. When you watch him out there, he spots up a lot. That shows the Pelicans coaching has a big trust in him shooting shots. And you can look at his catch and shoot numbers, how he's gotten better every year. I believe when you're a young player, you need to show year-to-year growth, and that is exactly what Lonzo Ball's doing, and he's made himself a good shooter. Now, the next strength is his rebounding/defense. I'm going to lump these two together. And his defense has taken a strange turn since he got to the Pelicans. His first 2 years in the NBA with the Lakers, he graded out as a positive defender. But since then, he's been a negative on that end. How many players enter the league as a rookie and then a sophomore and are good on defense? It's the biggest adjustment. We've seen numerous guys struggle with it. Hell, his teammate Zion Williamson struggling with it. So what changed when he got to New Orleans? He's still 6'6", 190 pounds, has great feet, great hands. Why is he not a good defender anymore? He's got the switchability. I believe it's the scheme. His first year, he's coached by Alvin Gentry, and they're a train wreck on that side of the ball. There's bad communication, and not to mention, they're playing with such a pace, it just lends itself to bad defense. When you just want to run and gun, you're not going to put up good defensive numbers. Even this year with Van Gundy, there isn't an identity on that end of the court. You're surrounded by poor-fitting defenders, and you're going to look bad as a result. He can show better effort, no doubt, but when he's on, he's a good defender. And one of the most underrated aspects of his game, in my opinion, is his rebounding. It's not about getting the rebound, it's about what happens after the rebound. He is a threat to push the ball in transition. And when you got guys like Brandon Ingram and Zion Williamson next to you, it's highlight galore. Defenses are so enamored with stopping the ball, those guys get easy lobs, and he hits the shooters in transition and even semi-transition. This pairing of Lonzo and Zion, this is my favorite connection in the NBA for young players. They're exciting to watch. To me, his greatest strengths, his passing or unselfishness. You know, there's a lot of players in the NBA that pass, but there's not a lot of guys in the NBA that are unselfish, that would turn down a layup for them to get a dunk for a teammate. And that's what separates Lonzo Ball from a lot of the guys in today's NBA. He doesn't just love to pass. He needs to pass. It's a part of him. It's his identity. I'm a passer. He came out of UCLA. He was the next great floor general. And while he hasn't been that in the NBA, you can't deny the passing chops of this guy. And even when you look at his stats, you see a lot of 3-and-D potential there. How many 3-and-D guys can make these passes? How many of these 3-and-D guys can handle the ball in pick and roll situations? His first year with the Pelicans, he struggled mightily in the pick and roll. But this year, his numbers were up across the board. He's getting more comfortable. He likes to shoot off the dribble. He likes to attack. But even when he attacks, he's got that bit of Steve Nash in him where I'm looking to pass. I want to dime my teammate in the corner. I need a shooter to pass the ball to. And I got this 6'6" wrecking ball named Zion to lob it up to. It's so fun to watch. I mean, I touched on it with the defense and rebounding. Look at these passes he's throwing from half court. Look at it. He identifies Zion as the mismatch. He's got his guy sealed. He's throwing these passes. How many full court passes do you see a game? Not many, but every NBA player has his weakness, and Lonzo Ball is no different.
I already told you that. He is too light. This game is not played one-on-one. You know why it ain't played one-on-one? Because I'd be the champ of the world if it was.
His main weaknesses are shot creating and finishing at the rim. You can see on his spot-up shooting how his feet are more pointed at the basket. That wasn't always the case. And the reason I bring this up is because when he takes a mid-range shot or a shot off the dribble, that ugly habit rears its head again. You can see how mismatched his feet are. And when you want to talk about guards, you have to talk about creating off the dribble. He doesn't have the elite athleticism or explosiveness to get by elite defenders. And when he's able to get past them, finishing at the rim becomes a problem due to that non-explosiveness. So how do you get past that if you're a non-explosive guard? Well, you have to have an amazing floater game. And Lonzo's is bad. He doesn't have the creativeness, touch, or feel. Shit, his younger brother has it, but he lacks it. And when you look at guards that can do it like Trae Young, D Rose, even Goran Dragic, it changes how you can score. He lacks clubs in his shot creation bag, and other than his right to left step back three-pointer that he's had since college, he can't really do much of anything. But I don't want to end it on a negative note. If he can add some shooting off the dribble to his game, it could take his game to another level as a scorer. So all of this brings me to our question. How good is Lonzo Ball?
How good is Lonzo Ball going to be for the LA Lakers?
Hey, I'm going to tell you what. Lonzo Ball is going to take the Lakers to the playoffs his first year. Come see me when he does. I have another hat on to say I told you so.
In my opinion, first, we need to stop thinking about this guy like he's a point guard. He's not going to be the guy you get 15 pick and rolls to and say, hey, carry the offense. He's a 3-and-D guy. But he's not even that. He's a 3-and-D plus P guy. I know it's not the best acronym. I'm working on it. Me and Juan have been in the lab trying to think something up. But you know what? If you don't think that's good, Juan, show these guys how much 3-and-D players are getting paid. And unlike them, he's capable of putting the ball on the floor. He's capable of pushing the ball in transition. He doesn't have to wait for a point guard. He's a ball handler who's a 3-and-D player. And that, in today's NBA, is rare. Imagine a guy like Danny Green catches the ball. He gets closed out on. He just automatically picks it up, looks for someone to pass to. Not Lonzo Ball. He's capable of handling the ball. He's not afraid to. He's a 3-and-D player with a point guard's passing ability. And every NBA team that's trying to win a championship could use a guy like Lonzo Ball. So, what are your thoughts? How good is Lonzo Ball to you? Is he a bum? Is he an all-star in the making? Is he ever going to live up to that second overall pick hype, big baller brand hype? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And big shout out to my guy Juan who edited this video. This is Max from the Max and Juan cast. Peace.